Simple question is always looking for opportunities. We were talking about, well, would Draymond Green fit on this team? If that ends up being a problem with the Warriors, is there a value to be had there? And I propose Barnes and Holmes. Now, listen, you're talking about two players I love. Like, would love to have them at Thanksgiving. Like, love these people. And there is something to be said about chemistry, 100%. So here's where I'm coming. Losing Harrison Barnes in the starting lineup would hurt, but Harrison hasn't exactly been blowing it up this year.
Yeah.
He's also, by the way, on the final year of his deal. Richaun Holmes it's just not working. I love him. It's just not working. Might it work down the road? Maybe, but we see no evidence of it. It's been a year and a half now. He's been off.
Yeah, to me, this year specifically. Last year, I think there were some reasons. This year, honestly, I think it's a style that they're playing. It doesn't fit him as well.
It just doesn't.
And it's not his fault. It's not Alex Len's fault. Like, they're just not playing their tallest, biggest kind of true five guys.
Right.
They're playing Sabonis in that position, and then Metu or Murray or Lyles. They've chosen that route.
So the two biggest weaknesses for the Kings, so they do not have a lockdown defender in the starting lineup. They don't have a defensive anchor, and you worry about. And I know I'm getting way ahead, but at some point, people are going to really start getting physical. And that's been a recurring theme. Not that these guys are a bunch of babies. They're grown men. But do you have somebody that will have your back, that will mix it up, that will get in there? And let's be honest, Draymond Green would fit both of those characteristics. It's a big risk. And you do not want to mess with things when they're good. I hear that. My simple, I'll put it into a simple question. Let's say that trade happens tomorrow. You have two choices. You have the team as it's constructed right now. And in column 2, you have Fox, Herter, Murray, or Davis. Because Murray's hurt. By the way, we don't have an update on that, do we?
No.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. Fox, Herter, Murray, Draymond Green, Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah.
From this point on, which team has a better record?
I've lots of thoughts. I had the break to think about it. The answer to that question is I think the second team. I think the team with Draymond has a better record.
Okay.
I do. I don't think the Warriors do it, and here's why.
I agree with you there, buddy.
And not like, it's not a bad trade idea. We have to put ourselves in their position. And if you're the Warriors, where you're a multi-time champion, and Draymond's been a defensive player of the year, and at times been as big of a reason why they've been that, if you were going to go down the road of moving him, you're getting stuff back, like a haul, in their mind. Sure. Whether you get that, again, now that's going to sound like that's a slide on Barnes and Holmes. It's not, and it's not meant to be, because I think those two would really help them, especially the way they're playing right now.
Yeah. Would Holmes, who would be more likely to move into a starting lineup? It would be Holmes, wouldn't it? Weirdly enough, than Barnes on the Warriors.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm trying to think of
because they're not moving Wiggins, they're not moving Curry or Clay.
Yeah, they might
put him at the 4.
They might move Barnes in, play Looney, and then but Holmes I think would play for them, and just be utilized a little differently. You know what I would honestly do if this was even genuinely proposed is I would go right to the head coach. Mike Brown knows.
Yeah.
Mike Brown would know because I think when you make a trade like that, I always try to do it. If you're saying no, you're thinking of the worst case scenario.
Yes.
And the worst case scenario is you've seen a player punch a teammate. You see the negativities of the negative side of what Draymond can bring. Oh, we're going to get all these technicals, maybe ruins whatever chemistry. That's how you're approaching to look at it.
Right.
I don't know what he truly is like in the locker room. What is he truly like as a teammate? Some say he's great. Others may not. Mike Brown would know that.
Yeah.
And Mike Brown would know what he's got now and go, oh, no, it's worth it because we would get better, or no way, I would not touch that. Well, and I don't know what the answer to that is.
Let's share what we've both heard throughout the league, throughout the years, is that generally the thing on Draymond up until the Poole thing is his teammates adore him and get frustrated with him.
Yeah, all in one.
All in one. Yeah. Like he is like the uncle.
I mean, honestly, they've been compared before. DeMarcus,
yes,
so talented.
You're absolutely correct.
And at times, I used to say this about DeMarcus all the time. I would say, yes, he's everything everybody says about him.
Yes, he is.
And whatever that means. And that could be funny, great guy, community, incredible talent,
Moody, bully,
frustrating, bully, bad team. Yes.
By the way, DeMarcus adored Draymond Green. After all the crap they got, they loved. They had a great relationship. Weirdly, somebody said on the text line, why are you so attracted to players that can't score? I've always brought up Ben Simmons, Draymond Green. I'm bringing up now, and there's a theme there. Is that this team doesn't need scoring. This team at some point is going to hit a wall, and they need defense. They have the second best offense in the league, and that's probably not sustainable, but I think a top 5.
I think they have a chance to be a really good offense, though.
I totally agree with you.
Better than their defense.
But I just look at it, and this is where my argument falls apart, because I'm looking at it almost in a pure logic binary X's and O's thing. Okay. What is the drop off from Harrison Barnes to Keegan Murray? By the way, is there a drop off? I mean, you could argue that Keegan's the future at that position and Harrison's on his way out. It makes this conversation tougher to have because Harrison's intangibles are so important. He's such a great human. By the way, he's a good basketball player.
Yeah.
And what he does is a calming influence in that locker room. You can't go on Basketball Reference and read about that. And with Richaun Holmes, to me, that's just free. You're giving up a guy that's not playing. He barely can get on the floor at all. He's turned into Richaun Holmes turned into a garbage time player. That's just a fact this year. And again, Harrison Barnes and Richaun Holmes are two guys I'm in love with. I love them as human beings, but that's not what we're talking about. So whatever possible drop off for the Kings you would have from Barnes to Murray, you're getting zero drop off from Holmes. He's not playing. And now you're injecting a perennial defensive player of the year candidate with multiple rings, tons of experience, toughness, and veteran. Like, as a Kings fan, I go, well, is that side of the column better? I don't know.
It's funny. Yesterday, one of the things you brought up, you're like, I'm just waiting for the other shoot or drop, right? That has potential to be that.
Yes, it does.
Like you messed up a good thing.
Yes, it does.
Yes,